In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on September 3rd, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Rutgers versus Boston College. College football action on Saturday afternoon, and we will see the Big Ten Conference take on the Atlantic Coast Conference as the Rutgers Scarlet Knights grapple with the Boston College Eagles at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. The Scarlet Knights went just 5-8 last year while the Eagles were 6-6. These teams are somewhat similar when looking at the rosters as they are coming off non-impressive seasons in 2021. With Rutgers having running back Isaiah Pacheco in the NFL now, the running game is going to take a bit of a hit here for them. I think a more one-sided Rutgers offense is going to struggle against Boston College on the road. The Eagles are also 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games against the Scarlet Knights. The Eagles had all sorts of problems last year, but still managed a 6-6 season. They are now in the 3rd year of Jeff Hafley's systems, and he has had a full spring to get ready for this season. I really like the Eagles better on both sides of the ball in this matchup, so the Boston College to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Scarlet Knights averaged just 19.7 PPG last year, and I don't see them scoring that much in this one as the Eagles will field one of the best defenses in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Boston College was 4th in pass defense last year and Rutgers was 114th in passing, so it will be hard for the Scarlet Knights to move the ball with much consistency. Boston College will have a solid passing game this year with Jurkovic at 100% and a solid receiving core, but the strength of the Scarlet Knights is their secondary. I also feel that Boston College will be up by at least 2 touchdowns late and then call off the Dogs as they do not need to put Jurkovic in harm's way when the game is out of hand. Since this total number went public, it has dropped a couple points, so the public has thought this was a little too high. Neither Noah Vedral or Phil Jurkovic have been accurate with their passes throughout their collegiate careers, so that typically means drives are going to stall and keep them out of scoring points. Rutgers kicker from 2021 transferred to Tulane, so their kicking game is more of a question mark. The under has hit in 20 of the previous 27 Scarlet Knights road games, as well as in each of the last 4 Eagles home games. The under is 9-0 in Rutgers' last 9 versus the Atlantic Coast Conference and 6-0 in Boston College's last 6 games on field turf. I understand that we may see more balls in the air in this one, but still, I cannot see the offenses putting up a ton of points. This just feels like a slopfest between 2 teams that are going to have a hard time moving the ball down the field, and I think this is a game predominantly played between the 20s. Forget getting near 50 points. This one's going to struggle to hit 40. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. North Carolina versus Appalachian State. We have a non-conference clash on Saturday afternoon at Kidd Brewer Stadium in Boone, North Carolina, as the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Appalachian State Mountaineers face off. The Tar Heels played on Week 0 and defeated the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical Rattlers 56-24 at home. The Mountaineers are opening their season here and finished 10-4 last season with a loss in the Boca Raton Bowl to the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. The Tar Heels are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 road games and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The Mountaineers are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games in September and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games on field turf. The over is 6-2 in Tar Heels' last 8 games overall. The over is 5-2 in Mountaineers' last 7 non-conference games. The North Carolina Tar Heels take on the Appalachian State Mountaineers for an in-state showdown. The Tar Heels had a very disappointing 2021 season, with some people projecting them to win the Atlantic Coast Conference before the year started. They ended up finishing 6-7 and lost their bowl game to South Carolina. They will have to replace their star quarterback from last year, but in his first game last week against Florida Agricultural and Mechanical, new quarterback Drake May showed out. We will see what May and Tar Heels can do this week against a better opponent. The Mountaineers finished last season 10-4, their fifth 10-win season in the last 7 years, while under 3 different head coaches. They are a very good program and had been to and won 6 bowl games in 6 consecutive years until last year when they lost to WKU in the Boca Raton Bowl. App State is also very good at beating Power 5 opponents. They are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games against Power 5 teams. The last time these teams met was in 2019, and App State won that 2019 matchup 34-31. The Mountaineers went 7-0 at home last season, and although they have a tougher schedule in 2022, their home field advantage should give them the edge in this game. So the Appalachian State money line is our full game side pick. App State has always had decent defenses, but in 2021, they allowed 349.9 yards on average per game. The Mountaineers are only returning 6 starters on defense from last season, so although it should still be a decent unit, they may have some regression. North Carolina, on the other hand, did not have such a great time on the defensive side of the ball. They allowed on average 418.6 yards per game, and even against an FCS opponent last week, they allowed 24 points. This could wind up being one of the most entertaining games of Week 1, especially with the way North Carolina's offense looked last week. The Tar Heels might be replacing Howell, but May threw 5 touchdowns in his debut against Florida Agricultural and Mechanical. He has plenty of weapons to work with, finding 10 different wide receivers in that game. The Tar Heels are going to be exposed by Bryce on defense, though. He is throwing to new targets this season, but he has experienced running backs in the backfield and is facing a terrible defense. Plus, the Tar Heels have gone over the total in 6 of their last 8 games. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. NC State versus East Carolina. The North Carolina State Wolfpack take on the East Carolina Pirates in Greenville, North Carolina. The last 2 times these in-state foes faced off, NC State won by blowout 34-6 and 58-3 at home. However, the last time these teams faced off in Greenville, East Carolina won a tight 33-30 battle. Will the Wolfpack be able to go into Greenville and defeat the Pirates in front of an electric home opening ECU crowd? The Pirates have won the last 2 meetings in Greenville. The Wolfpack are receiving lots of preseason attention this season. In order to live up to the hype, Leary will need to take another step forward in his career and prove that he is a worthwhile Day 1 pick next April. This all starts Week 1 at ECU. NC State struggled on the road last year, finishing with a 2-3 road record straight up and against the spread. The road schedule doesn't get much easier this season, facing ECU and Clemson on their home turf. Pirates fans will be going crazy for their home opener, and they have some things to be excited about this season. However, I believe that Leary and the Wolfpack are special. 2 of NC State's 3 losses last season were by 1 point to Miami and 3 points to Wake Forest, both of which are much better than this current ECU roster. If NC State wants to continue to progress from last season, it starts now with beating up ECU and building some road confidence. NC State crushed ECU 34-6 last time they faced off, and they should be looking to do a lot of the same this season with one of their best rosters ever. Key members of the team are healthy, and the linebacker core of the Wolfpack is terrifying. ECU is going to try and establish the ground game with Mitchell and Harris behind their veteran offensive line that they remain prideful in. The problem is, the NC State defense with their elite linebacking core is not the team you want to force the run against. ECU will have to adjust to a more pass-heavy offense for this one, and I do not think they have the established pass catchers to keep up. NC State is experienced and ready to make noise with its explosive passing offense and talented quarterback. I definitely think that the Wolfpack will live up to and surpass their already high expectations. So NC State to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. East Carolina went 4-8 over-under last season. As you can see, the offense clearly struggled with inconsistency issues, and Vegas seemingly had a difficult time setting lines for their totals. East Carolina also went over just once out of 6 home games last season. The Pirates struggled early season last year to get the offense going, losing their first 2 games and not reaching 20 points in either of the losses. I believe we are going to see a similar start to the season for East Carolina, especially against a stout defense like NC State. East Carolina has some big receiving question marks, and NC State's defense projects are to be as good as anyone's this season. Mike Houston likes to run the ball and lean on his offensive line, but I can't see that working against NC State's front and top linebacking core. I think NC State's defense is going to have its way with East Carolina's offense come Saturday. NC State also struggled with road matchups last season, going 2-3 straight up and 2-3 over-under record. While I do think they blow out East Carolina in this one, there is a chance that the road struggles roll over into 2022 and continue for the Wolfpack. If East Carolina wins or is even in this game at all, this game will go way below the total. I predict way more opportunities for the under in this matchup than I do the over and expect a relatively low-scoring first half. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.